but the level of detail that we can get from this system, it's phenomenal.
Welcome to Matsuura's Additive Manufacturing Centre, and what a facility this is. I've had a little tour around the outside, but Peter, there's an area here that's kind of segregated. Why is that?
It's powder-based metal printing, and very much so as opposed to a lot of printers that can be in a lot of different environments. Metal powder requires probably just a different level of respect in terms of controls.
Okay, let's head on inside. I know that as a company, as a brand, they've built this infrastructure from the ground upwards. So if you have any questions regarding 3D printing, you've come up against it already, whether it be water, gas, you say like filtering the air. So you've got those answers, so a company can literally speak to you and go, I want to start 3D printing.
Absolutely, and that's the reason why the shop system is separated, because it's a higher level of production, bigger investment, but requires different levels of controls. You're not going to be printing one of these in an office.
Right, okay, so this is more industrial, would you say?
It is, very much so.
Okay, and is this, can we look at this as
Yep.
the first bit?
So this is the shop system, so this takes you from the studio system into the lows, tens. This takes us into potentially printing parts in low hundreds, easily into the thousands.
Oh really? I mean,
So,
people can put these on productions, they can do overnight runs and all sorts, can't they, with these?
absolutely, and we're printing very detailed parts in a powder bed now.
Right.
So what we're doing is we're using a binder agent to print the silhouette, and then we take that whole build and we cure it, turn it into a slightly solid part so that we can take it out the powder, reuse all the powder. But the level of detail that we can get from this system, it's phenomenal.
And what materials are you talking about?
This one is 17.4, and we also have 316. At the moment we're in stainless steels.
All right, is any one of your customers currently like questioning subtractive to additive? Who's taking that leap of faith to go, instead of doing subtractive machining, I want to do additive now?
I would say we're seeing a massive shift in that in nearly all the customers.
Okay.
Whereas 4 years ago when we started with HP, people were thinking about it being for prototyping. Now it's not, it's production. So very much I would say nearly everybody now is starting to say, what can additive do for them?
Yeah.
And it's a massive change in mindset.
And sizes, let's have a look at this as well. Then sizes of companies as well, it's not just a one-man band?
No, it's not. It's from, I think it's probably 5 people, 10 people companies up to potentially some of the larger corporate brands that you would expect.
Automotive, aerospace,
Some
medical?
of the bigger automotive companies are hot on the heels for this technology.
Brilliant.
So, we see this within our customer base really picking up.
I guess because Matsuura know, of course, subtractive, you deal with metal.
Absolutely.
And subtractive, so you've got that customer base. Right, what's this as well? Because it's all kind of contained. It's very clean in here.
We try to keep it as clean as we can. Obviously, once we've cured the parts in an oven, we do have to take that powder. We have to remove all the excess powder from the components.
Right.
And obviously get a raw component that can then go into the sinter.
Okay. And then is this the final part of the process?
It's kind of a little bit. This is our curing oven. So once we've printed the build, we put the entire build in here, we cure it, and that basically takes the components to
Oh wow, look at these.
shall we say, the green state. It's slightly fragile at this state, more of a biscuit state where you could break it, but it allows us to basically separate it away from the powder. And then obviously what we do is we take those parts then and we put them into the furnace, the last step of the process.
Okay, and what are the questions that people are asking from here to there, in terms of the density of the materials, the properties? Do things change along the way? What are you finding people are asking, and what are you answering?
I think most people generally think they can print everything, anything in metal, but clearly we actually can't. Because we're sintering the material, we're taking that material to a molten point. So we have laws of physics. We can't print massive things. We can print small things, medium things. It's all very much shape dependent. We have to control the shrinkage. I think it's people are astounded when they look at the difference between a printed part and a final sintered part.
But that's the expertise that you've got to look after people, to understand that, so you can actually produce that final part with all those considerations.
Yeah, I think it's part of desktop metal strength that they've got the software to predict it, but then it's understanding what you can print. If you can print it, can you sinter it?
Right.
Because even parts that may print okay might need some support.
But that's what you're here for. That is
Absolutely.
exactly what you're here for. Matsuura have invested in this facility. They've trained the members of staff. You know, you've sent staff abroad. You've got all of your partners as well. So all in all, who would you like, who's watching, to kind of walk through that front door and say, you know, what can you teach people coming here?
I think the simple answer is we can show you firsthand the technology. We can show you end to end, and you'll leave understanding if this technology can work for you.